Why Eren's solution was the perfect answer. To understand why Eren's solution was perfect, we have to step into the philosophy behind his choice, not the violence, not the destruction, but the logic, the cold, brutal logic of a man who believed that freedom has a price that only he was willing to pay. There are decisions that don't simply change a life, but split the entire flow of history into a before and an after. There are choices so heavy, so suffocating, that no human heart should be able to carry them. And yet, Eren Yeager walked forward with them, calmly, silently, as if he had already accepted the end long before it arrived. People saw Eren as a monster, a liberator, a devil, a savior. But none of these labels capture the truth. Eren was a boy who realized something terrifying. The world would never change on its own. Someone had to destroy the cycle, so someone else could rebuild it. Eren grew up believing that freedom was simple: break the walls, kill the enemy, escape the cage. But as he walked deeper into the truth, he discovered something darker. Every side believes they are the victim. Every nation believes its violence is justified. Every child grows up inheriting the hatred their ancestors left behind. Eren realized that the world wasn't broken because of Titans, or Marley, or Eldia. The world was broken because humanity carries its grudges like chains. So what was Eren supposed to do? Wait for diplomacy? Wait for leaders who had already proven they cared more about survival than peace? Wait for a world that taught its people to fear Eldians from the moment they were born? Eren saw the future. He saw the loop. He saw the countless versions of the world where his people were hunted, slaughtered, erased. And he understood something chilling. If the world wants a devil, then I will become the greatest devil it has ever seen. His solution wasn't born from hatred. It was born from a twisted form of love. Love for a home that had been bleeding for centuries. Love for friends who dreamed of the ocean. Love for a people who had never been allowed to breathe freely. And so Eren embraced a philosophy that only those who have truly suffered can understand. If peace cannot be achieved through understanding, it will be forced through overwhelming inevitability. Eren's plan was not good. It was not moral. It was not the solution of a hero. It was the solution of someone who accepted that he would become the villain of every story, so his friends could live long enough to write their own. That is what made his solution perfect. Because perfection, in Eren's philosophy, didn't mean saving everyone. It meant saving someone, saving even a small piece of his world. At the cost of destroying the rest, Eren believed that if a future exists where parity survives, then his hands should be the ones stained, not theirs. And here lies the core of his philosophy. Eren didn't choose the rumbling because he wanted to wipe out humanity. He chose it because he believed humanity had already wiped out every possible alternative. He became the monster to ensure his people didn't have to. He carried the hatred, so his loved ones could carry hope. He walked into darkness, so others could walk into light. In the end, Eren's solution wasn't perfect because it was right. It was perfect because it was final, unquestionable, undeniable. A decision that forced the world to change, whether it wanted to or not. That is the tragedy of Eren Yeager, a boy who dreamed of freedom, a man who destroyed everything to protect that dream, and a devil who walked alone, knowing that no one would ever truly understand the weight he carried. Maybe that's why his story lingers, because deep down, in a place we rarely admit exists, we understand that Eren did what many of us secretly fear. He chose the path no one else had the courage to even look at, and that is why to him, to the boy who wanted freedom, to the man who chose the burden, his solution was the perfect one. And perhaps that is the part of Eren's philosophy people refuse to face. The idea that sometimes the right path is not the brightest, but the one carved through shadows, blood, and choices that fracture the soul. Eren understood that freedom is never gentle, never clean, never granted without a sacrifice that echoes through generations. And so his final act becomes more than destruction, it becomes a mirror. A reflection of what humanity becomes when pushed to its limit. A question that trembles in the silence he left behind. Was Eren wrong? Or was the world simply too afraid to admit he was necessary? A question without an answer. A question only history will dare to touch. And in that uncertainty, in that quiet, lingering doubt, Eren Yeager's philosophy continues to breathe.